Hey, welcome to the junkyard I call my home, and the workshop I call my junkyard. I'm going to show you the easiest way I know to Kaizen foam a toolbox. I discovered this many years ago when I was a government contractor. And yeah, all you need is a toaster oven. You see, I cut a little piece of aluminum plate. I just stick that sucker in high, and this is an old one somebody's going to throw away, so the on oven doesn't work and you can't read the dials. So we just max them right out. Every once in a while I get to do that there to make sure she's still going. I just put this batch in there. And as you can see, it's some crow's foots and some of the bigger wrenches because they take longer to heat up. And over here, this is all I need to do my Kaizen foam. Obviously, you can't do this with a screwdriver, but I use the screwdriver as a pokey bit. I got a pair of hemostats here. I lay out my drawer how I kind of want it. And then with the hemostats, and this is why I put the piece of aluminum in there, sheet metal, because obviously they'd fall through the grates. And I got a magnet here as backup in case one does fall. You pick these up whilst they're hot. And then I like to keep my arm on something. Like I got my arm on this here. And while it's hot, oops. See, this is why I have the magnet. While it's hot, you push it down in there. She, boils away or cooks away the Kaizen foam. Probably not the greatest thing to be breathing. And then I'll poke it with my other hand with the screwdriver and hold the Kaizen foam down and take it off. And then at this point, I'll bring it over here. And usually you get a little slug of Kaizen foam. And you give her a quick bath, cool her down, put her on the rags, dry her off, clean off the Kaizen foam. It usually just comes off just as I'm drying. If not, a little fingernailness works. And yeah, it'll pretty much work with anything that doesn't have plastic in it. And you get your basic layout going. And as you see, that one I kind of messed up on. You gotta have a real steady hand or you end up with little burrs like that. So it takes a little doing. If you got a spare piece of Kaizen foam to practice with, I suggest doing that. I haven't bought Kaizen foam in years because it's such an efficient way to do it. That I'll cut little pieces and make a drawer, lay it out, and then just glue the pieces together to make a drawer. Did it there. I can show you some past pieces that I've done. The only thing I can say about this is it's not so great when it comes with handled tools, the rubber and whatnot. You kind of need metal handled tools. Safety wire pliers. Make sure the little spinema thing under the knob is not plastic. I actually messed up this pair of safety wire pliers, but I have usually doubles of everything. These cannon plug pliers, I was able to slip the little plastic jaws out. So I slipped the plastic pieces off. I want to say this one was a pair of channel locks, and I want to say I was able to heat up the plastic part of the handle with a hairdryer and pull off the rubber grips and then slide them back on with a little alcohol later. But it's a really efficient way to do it. It's so efficient that you'll even read the markings a lot of times. So yeah, I wanted to show that trick to you. And yeah, it's a pain in the balls, but it's got to be done. So then you ask me, you say, listen, you know, I tried this whole idea with the toaster oven there, and you know, some wrenches then they don't fit right. I can only eat half of them, and it's a pain in the balls. Well, what do I do? Or maybe you got a different style foam. This is a bigger cell foam than this, and you know, then I'm trying it and they're just not fitting right. Well, go along and mark them, you know, with the heat a little bit if you want, or just a silver or white Sharpie. You get yourself the old, yep, you see I shaved her down a little bit. She gets nice and red hot. Well, guess what? She cuts through that like butter. Well, it's so good, in fact. I'll grab a practice piece here. It's so good, in fact, that you can do anything you want. You can even use this on, you know, something that's got plastic in it, like we were talking about with screwdriver handles or safety wire pulley twisters or whatnot. You can draw out what you need and cut that out perfect. That's my tip for the day. And you know, we all got opinions. You can leave them down there in the bottom. It doesn't confront me. This is all about sharing a little bit of knowledge. I found what I think's an easy way. Maybe you found an easier way. But all in all, this is the way I do it. I think it's a lot easier than the old razor blade routine and trying to make weird little cuts with a razor and having to switch out blades for maybe a thinner razor blade or a different shape because I'm trying to go around a corner. And then if I get one that, like let's say I'm not going to use this one because I switched out my SK set and now I got an empty right here. What I'll do is all the little chunks like this, what I'll do is I'll get a hot glue gun and I'll just jam her in, put some hot glue gun and jam her up in there and she'll look perfect. I can even cut her down with a razor if I wanted it flat and be that particular. Now the other thing you discovered was sometimes when you take your wrenches out, there's a little, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little leftover burnt plastic from the Kaizen foam. Now, get off as much as you can with the old thumbnail, and then grab yourself a rag and some brake cleaner, spray her down with brake cleaner and polish her up. I've never had a problem getting the burnt off Kaizen foam off. Well, that's my 2 cents. Well, good luck with it. We'll see you.